Good morning, everybody. Dear friends, it is my great privilege to welcome you all to our presentation on the topic Incarnation.
As the deer panteth for the water, so my soul longeth after thee. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship thee. Strength, my shield. To you alone may my spirit yield. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship thee.
சொல்லுங்க சார், கடவுள் நம்மளுக்கு எதுக்காக இந்த உலகத்துல வந்திருக்கிறாரு? உங்களோட கருத்து என்ன?
நம்மளை கடவுள் எதுக்காக இந்த உலகத்துக்கு வந்தாருன்னா ஏழை மக்களோட சேர்ந்து வாழ்றதுக்காகவும் நம்ம எல்லாத்தையும் பாவத்துல இருந்து மீட்கிறதுக்காகவும் தான் கடவுள் இயேசு கிறிஸ்து இந்த உலகத்துக்கு வந்தாரு.
கடவுள் இவ்வுலகிற்கு வந்ததன் காரணம், இவ்வுலகை கடவுள் அளவற்ற விதமாய் அன்பு செய்திருந்தார். தீயோரிடமிருந்தும் தீய சக்திகளுக்கு அடிமையாயிருந்த மக்களை மீட்க வேண்டும், சமத்துவ சமுதாயம் அகத வேண்டும், ஏழை எளியோரின் துயரினை அகற்றி அவர்களுக்கு பொதுவாக கொடுக்க வேண்டும், மட்டுமல்லாமல் நீதி நேர்மையை உலகிற்கு நிலைநாட்ட வேண்டும் என்பதன் நோக்கத்திற்காகவே கடவுள் உலகிற்கு வந்தார். நன்றி.
ஒரு மனிதனா பிறந்து உலகத்துக்கு வந்து சில புதுமைகள் செஞ்சதுனால கடவுள் அவரை நம்பினாங்க. அதே போல மனுஷனுங்க திருப்பும் வேண்டி 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 இப்போ உலகத்தில் இவ்வளவு இதாயிருக்குதுன்னா அவருடைய திறமை, மனிதனா பிறந்ததுனால நாம கடவுளா நினைக்கிறதுனால பல உண்மைகள், தெய்வ பக்தி எல்லாம் இது கிடைக்குது நமக்கு.
First, I invite Brother Peter to give a short introduction on this topic.
During the bulk of Christian history, to constitute the very heart of Christianity, the central belief of Christians that God Himself, without ceasing to be God, has come among us, not just in, but as a particular man, at a particular time, place, and a particular time. The human life lived and the death died have been felt quite literally to be the human life, and death of God Himself is one of the modes of His own eternal being. As we have seen, this belief is not only expressed in the doctrine of the Incarnation, but in the past, God spoke to our forefathers through the prophets at many times and in various ways by countless hymns and devotional rites that every belong to the very step of living Christianity. Not to mention the art of communication and scriptures which it has been inspired down the centuries. We should have predicted it very easily, although there are significant intimations of the notion elsewhere in the history of religions. But given the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ and the experience of the gifts of the Spirit, the resultant doctrine of the Incarnation evokes our immediate recognition of its appropriateness. Let us explain furthermore.
Thank you, brother. You have given a good beginning for us. Now, let us enter into the incarnation of Jesus through a video and Brother Alexis will explain it in proper manner. Welcome, brother.
A star shall come out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel.
The Word became flesh, made his dwelling among us.
Oh, son.
Lady, I believe your son is the promised king of his people. What is his name?
Jesus.
Greetings to you, one and all. The mystery of incarnation revealing to whom, what, where, and when. In Indian context, many of the time, we are misunderstanding the term incarnation and avadara. Really, avadara means God taking a human form, but in incarnation, God became a human being. In the human being, whenever the injustice is growing, in order to become equality, God came to this world and eradicate the injustice, and then He is establishing justice. It is called avadara. But in incarnation is only the religion of Christianity speaking give much importance to the term incarnation. What does it really means? From Old Testament onwards, many of the readings and sayings are saying that God was speaking, we the human race are receiving the message from God through various forms. But days goes on, it was changed. God became the human being in order to be a good communicator. What does it really mean, communication? Communication means coming together as a union. Yet, in the incarnation mystery, three persons, Saint Joseph, Mary, and Joseph, are good communicators. How they are real communicators? A communicator should have a first quality of listening. Saint Mary, whatever happens in her life, she just kept quiet and meditating all the events in her heart. Then, really, she stood as a role model for us as a real communicator. The second one, Jesus. In communication, not only the verbal, rather our body gestures also plays a vital role. Likewise, wherever Jesus went all through his lifetime, the body gestures, whichever gestures he posed, all these things are becoming very important. As Saint Joseph, a real communicator, one who is not keep on speaking or keep on doing something. Rather, the one who is living the whole life according to his words. In this sense, Saint Joseph also a real communicator. As we the Christians, those who following the footsteps of our Jesus Christ, called to be a real communicator. We will have a real communication in our life. We will put all the things in our life. Thank you.
Thank you, brother, for giving extraordinary reflection. Now, I invite Brother Infant to give a notion on incarnation through Old Testament to New Testament.
Hi friends. Revelation, creation, incarnation, and salvation are God's plan. The flow of love in the Trinity, first revealed in the creation, fulfilled and manifested in and through Jesus Christ. God spoke with the humanity through covenant and prophet, kings, judges, and at last through Jesus Christ, his only beloved Son, born of Virgin Mary, which we say the Incarnation. We could read the prophecy in the Old Testament which foretold about the incarnation of Jesus. Prophet Isaiah, in his book, chapter 7, verse 14, he says, "Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call him Emmanuel." This fulfilled in New Testament Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 1, verse 23, we read, "Look, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall name him Emmanuel," which means God is with us. The nations will be blessed through Abraham's, Isaac's, Jacob's offspring. The scepter will come through Judah. David's offspring will have an eternal kingdom. These are the members mentioned in the genealogy of Jesus. So, ultimately, we can say that in the plan of God, incarnation of Jesus played right role. God acknowledges his Son. Book of Hosea, chapter 11, verse 1, we read, "When Israel was a child, I loved him, and out of Egypt I called my son." This "my son" psalmist uses in the term of enthronement, both in the baptism of Jesus and transformation episode. God the Father acknowledges his only dearly beloved Son, saying, "This is my beloved Son, I am well pleased with him." Ultimately, for the redemption of the humanity, or in the saving act of God, incarnation played vital role. To conclude, I would say, there is no revelation without creation, and there is no redemption without incarnation.
Thank you, brother. You have revealed the knowledge of incarnation. Now, I invite Brother Gino to give an example on incarnation.
Hi friends, today I am going to give an example which will help you to understand the topic incarnation. Dinesh and Raju were working in a company. Once they met and wanted to become good friends, but they could not communicate with each other because they did not know each other's language. Here, Raju took initiative to communicate with Dinesh, and he started to learn Dinesh's language. First, he tried but did not work because he learned language only. So he went back and practiced the language. Finally, he communicated with Dinesh and they became good friends forever. Dear friends, we see for every good communication, there should be a sender, receiver, a message, and a medium through which a message is sent. Just now we saw an example about Raju and Dinesh in which 2 points are emphasized. First, taking initiative, and second, practicing. Raju takes initiative to communicate with Dinesh. When he is not succeeded, he tries to practice more about the language of Dinesh, and finally Raju builds a good relationship with Dinesh. Through this example, we can understand the idea of incarnation, where God takes initiatives and sent his only Son to communicate with us. Incarnated Jesus communicates with the people through preaching. he practiced and preached according to the mind of people. Thus, people understood and followed him. Jesus incarnated in order to communicate the love of God to the people directly. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Your example explained a satisfactory answer. Finally, I invite Brother Amar to give a nutshell end of Incarnation.
Hi friends. Incarnation is one of the elements of communication theology. And communication is a basic principle and essential dimension of any theology. The mystery or the theology of incarnation is the Word becoming flesh, that is, Son of God assuming the human form in order to accomplish our salvation. The term incarnation signifies that Jesus has been made like us, yet he remained superior to us and to all creation. This same faith we communicate that Savior is born for us all. My dear friends, if you see the meaning of incarnation according to Oxford Dictionary, it says that incarnation is act of God coming to earth in human form, or the embodiment of word into flesh. Communication also needs embodiment of words into sentence and sentences into information. God wanted to send His communication of His love to us by sending His Son through Mother Mary into human form. Yes, my dear friends, these mysteries, that is, incarnation of Jesus, the birth of Jesus, and God's communication through revelation, these things which we just listened from our brothers, this says that God communicates to us through incarnation. At last, to conclude, incarnation of Jesus and revelation is a perfect communication of God's love for all our redemption. Thank you.